Hi, Shelly. Welcome to the ReachIvy webinar. How are you doing today?
Great, great. Thank you for inviting me. I look forward to today's webinar.
Awesome. So this webinar will be like our students will see this webinar and they will have a lot of idea about the school, and it will help them decide if this is right for them and also in their applications.
Great,
That being
thank you.
said, before we go into the discussion about the school. So I'm Aniruddha Ghoshal. I go by Andy. I'm a senior consultant at ReachIvy, and I have a consulting background. I have also an MBA from Cornell, and yeah, that's all about me. So it'll be great if we could start the webinar by sharing a little bit about the background of your school, like the location, the philosophy, mission behind the school. If you can share that.
Wonderful. Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Shelly Heinrich. I serve as Associate Dean of MBA Admissions here at Georgetown University's McDonough School of Business. We are located in Washington, D.C., in the heart of a very global and international city. And our institution is the oldest Jesuit institution in the country, really kind of founded on principles of educating principled leaders with a global mindset to be in service to business and society. What I love about Georgetown McDonough is that we have access to the entire campus of Georgetown University. We have a strong global reputation. Anytime I travel around the world, I'm always meeting alumni that are part of our strong network. So it's wonderful to be a part of this institution. I've been here for about 4.5 years now, and also recently completed the executive MBA program here.
Awesome. Good to know.
Mhm.
So thanks for sharing that. So could you tell us a little bit more about the MBA program? Like what are the degrees you have? What are the particular concentration you offer? The curriculum, teaching style, yeah, those things.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a traditional full-time MBA program that's about 20 months long, and it's 60 credits. What I love about the program
Mm-hmm.
is in the first year, you get to take a year of core courses. So you really get a breadth of
Mm-hmm.
understanding of business, everything from strategy to finance to accounting to marketing to economics. And it starts to give you a good picture of how the world works. When I
Mm-hmm.
took when I did the executive MBA, I took classes that I perhaps knew weren't going to be my career interest, but I took them and realized, wow, it is important to understand all those pieces of business. It's like a puzzle, and you put it together, and then you're able to better make decisions. So the first year you're in a cohort taking your core classes. Your cohort's about 60 students. And then in the second year, you have freedom to customize your curriculum by
Mm-hmm.
taking electives from over 100 different options. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to specialize, you certainly can. You know, if you want to go into finance, you can take all your electives in finance. But what I find actually more helpful for students
Mm-hmm.
is determining what your kind of skill gaps are and your knowledge gaps are, and taking
Mm-hmm.
electives in those areas. So perhaps you take electives in finance and strategy or marketing and analytics, and you really kind of customize your curriculum. Um,
Awesome.
you asked, what the core, kind of teaching style is. Um, what I love about our program is it's different for every class. Some
Mm-hmm.
classes are very case study based.
Mm-hmm.
So classes like strategy or marketing are going to be very case based, and then classes like finance or accounting or statistics are going to be more problem based, right? For example, in my finance class, we learned how to evaluate stock from the bottom up,
Mm-hmm.
and we evaluated the stock of Chipotle or Starbucks. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so based on the class, it's going to be a different style of learning. You also have opportunities to do group projects and actually have companies that you'll help evaluate. And then I think one of the questions you asked as well to close out is, what the strengths are. There's many different strengths, which is why I continue to stay here at Georgetown. But I think the Career Center is a strength of the program. We can talk a little bit later, in the webinar, but we have fantastic employment stats that we're about to report in the next month, especially for international students. We have also a global consulting experience that all students will participate in, where you actually consult for an international client. And then a lot of our classes are very hands-on. There's going to be real-world experiences that you can take as part of our program. So yeah, that's a little snippet about Georgetown's MBA program.
Awesome. That sounds great. So so there is a lot of curiosity among our students on what a classic day would look like in an MBA program at any school. So could you describe it for your school? Like, if you can share, like how the typical day looks like, and maybe a little bit deep dive into one or two classes and professors which are very popular.
Yeah, definitely. So you can expect to be on campus Monday through Thursday, really from kind of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Friday, we don't have classes. So Friday is set aside for career-related activities. We have career days that happen on Fridays in different industries. Oftentimes when you're interviewing for internships or jobs, you may interview on Fridays. So Friday is kind of a day without classes. Throughout the week, though, you can imagine being on campus for the full amount of time, but not taking classes during the entire time. So you may take only 1 or 2 class sessions a day, and then the rest of the time of that day may be spent working on a group project for a class, or participating in a student organization meeting, or going to an employer information session. So we have employers on campus every single day or every single week, multiple employers, and so going to meet with them, interview with them, network with them. And so your day is filled with a lot of variety. And the building here, the Hariri building, is buzzing with energy throughout the entire day. We have a fantastic community and cohort. So you said, what were kind of 1 or 2 classes or professors? So I'm really excited about recently the certificate in consumer analytics that we launched last January. So many of your students may be interested in gaining more knowledge about analytics. And so you get a certificate as part of your program. And then there's a few classes, with some fantastic professors that students get, really rave reviews about. One is Professor Evelyn Williams. She joined us from Stanford a few years ago, and she teaches a lot of classes that help with your leadership skills. So classes in like design thinking or coaching high performance teams. All students in their first year of the MBA program will participate in this event called the Executive Challenge. The Executive Challenge is this 1-day long event that serves as the final exam of one of your leadership courses. And we have over 140 C-suite level alumni that come to campus to help with this basically kind of case competition throughout the day. So, many of your students may come with great technical skills, but what's important is supplementing those with the leadership and strategy skills that will be important to go into kind of more senior management positions. And so we have some fantastic professors that will help coach you through that. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. That sounds wonderful. So for a lot of career who want entrepreneurial interest while in the program, what are the facilities do you have? Like because a lot of our students are sort of doing an MBA because they want to like move from one industry or a one function to another, or they want to have their own startup at some point, either like in the short term and the wrong or in the long term. So what are the what like what do you provide in the program with respect to like classes, case competitions, or uh, career support for those people?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a organization called Startup Hoyas. So
Mm-hmm.
startup and then Hoyas, Hoyas. I encourage your students to go to the website, startuphoyas.com, and it lists all of the entrepreneurship opportunities that a student has while they're here in the program. So certainly we have classes, right? We're going to have classes in how to launch a company, technology, strategy, new product development, forecasting, strategic pricing. So there's a lot of classes that relate to starting a business. And so that's important. But really, like having the opportunity outside the class to get involved in entrepreneurship, I think is just as key. So we have a few things that your students may be interested in. One is the venture capital investment competition. So this is a very competitive case competition that happens between top business schools. And Georgetown has won first place 3 of the last 5 years, beating out most of the top other MBA programs in the country, which we're really, really excited about. Basically, as a team, you are pitching to venture capitalists an idea. And so it's and you're getting exposure and meeting and networking with these VCs. And so as an entrepreneur, that's going to be something that you have to do in the future, right? Is to get investment money. So we have the VCIC competition. We also have some programs one is called the Venture Fellows Program, which gives you the opportunity to work with a venture capital firm, both for academic credit as well as for a monetary stipend for pay. We also have the Insight Fellowship, which allows you also to practice working with startups, and then everything from having a incubator here in the summer for people to help launch their company. And then if you're familiar with WeWork, Georgetown University and Georgetown McDonough just established an official partnership with WeWork. And so once you're an alumni, you actually have access to the WeWork location next to the White House here to have a space for your company as you're launching it. So, I could go on and on. There's a lot of initiatives of entrepreneurship, but definitely a welcoming community. And then I think
Awesome.
did you ask more about kind of Career Center, or do you want to cover that a little later?
No, you can continue with the code. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mentioned one of the things that I love about Georgetown was the Career Center, and we have a really strong student to staff member ratio in the Career Center. I would encourage all of your clients to ask that question when they're looking at schools. How many people work in the Career Center that are helping? We have 14 industry practices that are represented by coaches. And they are meeting with students actually from the summer before the program starts. So before you even start the program here at McDonough, you will have had an edited resume, edited cover letter. You will have met with your career coach. So coming into the program, you're already prepared and ready to go for the internship search. And, we have career treks to other countries. Actually, all of our students are about to go on career treks both to other countries as well as here domestically, like the Wall Street track or the California technology track, to meet with employers and alumni over fall break, which happens this next week. And, I'm going to put a little teaser out there for you all to be on the lookout for our employment stats, which will be published in about 2 weeks, almost, about a month. And you're going to see very, very strong increases in both the percentage of international students that were that accepted offers within 3 months of graduation and also received offers within 3 months of graduation. The increases were quite substantial. You'll also see a increase in the average full-time salary that international students received this past year, and a very strong increase in the average signing bonuses that international students received this year. So I know there's a lot of questions or even concerns, perhaps, of the job market, but I encourage your clients to look at our employment stats because they're fantastic, and I think show a strong return on investment coming to Georgetown. So that's a little bit about our Career Center.
To know your opportunity, as well as people who are more suits. Now, shifting gear a bit, we want to know what you are looking for in your incoming class. So, could you share with us some specific statistics with regards to like undergrad GPA, GMAT, or GRE score, number of years of experiences, like what's the essentially the makeup of the class you're looking for in the incoming batch?
Definitely. So, the age average is 28. So people are coming in with a little over 5 years of work experience, about 5.5. And really for an international student, I think that's going to make you most competitive is having around 5 years of work experience. And then, our median GMAT is 700. So not our mean, but our median GMAT is a 700. And the middle 80th percentile range is a 650 through 730. So that just kind of gives you an idea. We have people represented from 15 different industries, also many different undergraduate majors. And so we do look for a very diverse class. I think very importantly is your ability to stand out, your ability to share what is unique about you, as well as how you are going to reach your career goals. So especially if you're making a career switch, you need to be able to articulate your experiences and your knowledge and skills that are going to allow you to make that career switch. And then finally, the interview component is so important. I know many international students cannot travel for interviews, and that's fine. We actually travel both to India as well as Asia for our round 1 and round 2 interviews. But if you can't meet in person, then certainly having a Skype conversation like we're doing now, just really preparing, showing your personality, being relaxed, and showing your good fit with Georgetown.
Awesome. Good to know. So, tell us a little bit about this year's application. I know it's like still early, but what the typical candidates you're getting?
Yeah, definitely. So we just passed our round 1 application deadline on October 9th, and our next application is January 7th. So all international students should really be targeting the January 7th deadline. We changed a few things about our application this year. One is that we changed the essay. So we used to just have one essay to choose from. And what we realized was that having one essay doesn't allow students the ability perhaps to highlight what is most unique or the value proposition about themselves. And so we've moved to an option where you have 3 essays from which you have to choose one. So you still only have to do one essay, but you choose one. And then you're able to look at the 3 essay prompts and select which one allows you to highlight yourself the best. One focuses on leadership, one focuses on self-awareness and overcoming challenges, and then one focuses on values and beliefs. And so pick the one that allows you to shine.
Awesome. So, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, on a similar note, I was looking for some candidates who applied previously to your school, and now they are like taking our help at ReachIvy and are very committed to your school. So essentially, they are the reapplicants. So, any advice for the reapplicants to your school? Any do's and don'ts for them?
Yeah, definitely. The great thing is that of the reapplicants, we admit about 50% of them. So there's a strong probability of success. And those that see success are ones that have looked at their application and really tried to understand where they can improve. And certainly, if you are a reapplicant and you want to reach out to one of our admissions team members to understand where you can improve, we're more than happy to speak with you about that.
Okay, awesome. So a lot of international students rely on financial aids when getting like doing an international degree, especially MBA. So do you have any sort of financial aid for international students? If yes, could you tell us a little bit about the eligibility criteria, how many students who receive that, any statistics regarding that?
Definitely. So all of our students, whether you're domestic or international, are automatically considered for merit scholarships. So these are completely based on merit. And so how do we define merit? Merit is based on, your GMAT or GRE. It's based on your undergraduate academic performance, your years of work experience and quality of work experience, your interview. It's based on really like your entire application. And we give scholarships to the best students regardless of where they come from. And so we don't have a designated amount just for international or just for domestic. So all of our students are automatically considered at the time of application.
Awesome. Good to know. We already spoke a little bit about career services, and you said the latest statistics will be coming out in 2 weeks. So that's. But is there anything else you want to add in terms of specifically focused on students who are looking to return to their home countries after graduation?
Yeah. So if you are looking to return to your home countries, I mean, there are multiple ways that you can still leverage the strength. So our alumni network is really strong. And so really being able to reach out with them, network in various countries, I think is great. And then we have a lot of global experiences. So as I mentioned, we do the global business experience, where you will consult for 6 to 8 weeks for a client in another country. So you have the opportunity to go to another country, even outside of the US, to gain those skills. You also have the opportunity through global career tracks, again, to go to other countries. And so, yes, it's important to gain the experience in the US, but to then have multi-country experiences all over the world is going to make you marketable ultimately to go back home if that's what you want to do.
Sure.
If you want to stay in the US and do your internship, even your full-time job, then that's something that you can work with your career center on as well.
Awesome. Good to know. So we are towards the end of the time. I think last question from our side is if there is any one piece of advice you would like to give to the students applying to your school, what would it be?
Definitely. I would say connect with one of our student ambassadors. So we have an entire team of students that would love to chat with you and share with you their experiences, especially as an international student, getting to understand life in the US, life in this fantastic Washington, D.C. city, and in the program. So, reach out to us, connect with our admissions team, and we will get you connected with our student ambassadors to learn more about the program. Also know that coming to Washington, D.C. is a very international and global city. There are 177 embassies and multiple languages spoken all throughout the city. So you will feel welcome as an international student coming to what is a very global city in the U.S. And so that's, kind of what I would recommend. And then I encourage you certainly to meet with us as we travel throughout the globe. We have various events, and we hope to see you soon.
Awesome. That's good to know. Thanks a lot for your time, Shelly. I really appreciate you sharing all the insights about the school with our students. Thanks. Have a great day.
Yep. Thank you.